What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to talk about the overall market and break down something very important when it comes to trading. I'm also going to talk about some very important things that could be changing in the markets, which may affect your day trading, and why it's very important to remember this important lesson I have for you. But before I begin to all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo with the link down below and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon. Anyways, when it comes to the market, I just wanted to mention that right now, looking at SPY, there are some things I could tell you that are likely going to happen in the future. So the first thing is there's going to be a lot more volatility. I do see some crazy swings coming to the market, going back and forth and back and forth. And on top of this, the market does have a risk of downside. Now, well, like I said in my earlier video, I don't think that this necessarily guarantees a big crash is coming. I do believe that there's a possibility SPY could kind of like pop and then drop to our support right here at our 20 EMA over the next couple of trading days. And we'll have to see if this holds or not. If we do lose this, a bigger drop could be coming all the way down to 497 to fill that gap below. But if that ends up being the case, this could drag Tesla down even lower as Tesla's still looking kind of bearish. But look at how much Tesla dropped, right? A couple of days ago, this thing was stuck between this range at 205 as resistance, and then we had support at 198. Remember, I was calling that out last week. I told you all if we lost 198, a bigger drop is likely coming, and that drop happened. So imagine if you're in a position where you had a small portfolio, you only had like $1,000, $2,000 in the portfolio. And if you have a portfolio of that size, maybe you're used to basically making or losing $100 to $200 per day if you're truly managing risks, and you're not used to the big numbers yet, right? But what if you took a position, you shorted Tesla for 1 to 2 weeks out, and you just held it, and you saw this thing just crash over 20 points, and you took the profits? You could have easily made two, three, four, $5,000, depending on the size of your position. Let's say you completely like tripled your entire portfolio in just a couple of days. I just want to warn you all that this is very important, because if you do end up doing that, first off, congratulations, you made a lot of money. That's awesome. But you have to remember something very important when it comes to trading. That is the change in psychology depending on how much money you're trading with. Trading with a portfolio of $1,000 is very different compared to trading with a portfolio of 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, $100,000. It's very different. So when you get to that portfolio, let's just say you get all these big victories, you start making a lot of money, you start to chase for that win, and you're not used to that change in the psychological effect of it. So you're not used to making $500 or even losing $500 a day on a trade if you made a mistake because your portfolio grew so hard so fast. So what is the solution to kind of like overcome this? And I want to tell you guys about something important. Firstly, the solution is discipline has to be maintained, and it has to be reminded of. Meaning, before you start your day trading, if you had a portfolio that used to be at $1,000 or $2,000, and after like a few weeks you're now at like seven, eight to $10,000, you have to remind yourself, hey, I'm only going to trade with this many hundred per trade, two, 300 per trade. I'm going to only make like five, six trades a day, for example, right? That is one example. You set some rules for yourself, you write them down, and you just review them every single day, and that's going to help you protect your assets. And you always have to remember to hunt for those opportunities, don't chase after them. But another strategy that could work very well when you are day trading is to not really prioritize the quality of trades. Don't prioritize the quantity of trades. Excuse me, guys. Prioritize the quality. And what do I mean by that? Sometimes you're going to see setups that are very sideways, very flat, it's not really doing a whole lot. So an example is like Neo right here. Neo has been trading kind of flat for the last couple of days with a slight uptrend, but this is what the chart's been doing, going back and forth and back and forth for the most part, with a little push right here. But there's not really a whole ton going on with this setup, right? But if you look at another setup, this is just like a scalp example. I'm just going to be using this. Please don't take this like way too literally. But imagine there's a chart that's just going back and forth, right? Not the best to be trading. Like it's better to not really scalp this as much and to prioritize something that has a better setup. If you look at Amazon, for instance, let's just say you have a setup that looks like this, hypothetically. You have like a head and shoulders like setup that's so big like this, and there's a risk of this coming down if we lose this key support. Well, if I were to be watching this, I'm not going to be looking for this thing to just start, crashing immediately. I'm not just going to short this for no reason out of nowhere. I'm going to be watching to see if we lose some key supports, if there's a break of structure right here at this 172 area. If that's the case, a big drop could be coming. You could easily make a nice gain off of that if we get that break, right? So you want to watch for confirmation. I would be looking at some very nice setups like this and prioritize playing plays like these instead of prioritizing something that's just chopping, going back and forth, because that's harder. But anyways, and a fun fact is, let me just say that I know a lot of traders, even myself. I've done this where you basically spend a whole day watching for those quality setups. You're very picky. You may not even make a trade despite watching for like 4 hours in one day. But then the reason why it was worth it is because when the next day comes, you're watching for another 2 hours, and then suddenly you make a very, very nice trade. You find a very nice setup, and that makes an insane gain that makes up for everything. So I've seen a lot of traders that do that. Hours pass, they don't make a single trade. They're just watching, waiting for those opportunities to start their trades or scalps. And patience is a big part of the game. So if I could give you any lesson, I just want to remind you all that the market's going to show a lot of volatility very soon. And there's a good chance that, especially if you watch my videos, you might be making some good plays. Maybe my levels help you, maybe they don't. It's, everyone's different. But if they are helping you and you start making more money, be very mindful of the possibility that your psychological view of your gains and your own self could change, right? Trading with $1,000 is different from suddenly making $10,000 on a single portfolio and trading with that. If you make big gains in a very short period of time, you're going to get this adrenaline rush and you're going to feel like you just conquered the whole world. And that could actually work against you if you become overconfident. Trading is just like sports in a lot of ways where you have to be disciplined, you have to work hard, and you have to remember that in a lot of situations, being overconfident is not your best friend. It's not going to work in your favor. There could be days where you make too many trades by mistake. You accidentally think that you're going to get everything right and you mess up. Things like that happen. So I just wanted to warn you guys about that. So the best lesson I could give you is that when you are making these trades, watch and see if your portfolio grows very, very hard. And then remember, if you have a a huge day where you make 10 times more gains than what you typically make, step aside for a bit and calm yourself down. Okay, you may have more money to work with, but you have to be calm and you can't let this affect and don't let your emotions get the best of you. You want to maintain your discipline and wait for the setups and not just start throwing money out of nowhere if you have bigger gains. Okay. Don't become arrogant, remain humble, work hard, and never ever quit. That's one of the lessons that I have for you guys. And I hope this video brought some value into your guys' lives. So, with the downside potential in the markets, you may have made crazy money shorting Tesla if you did short it up here, just hypothetically, guys. Not saying that I did, not saying you did. I'm just saying hypothetically, you may have. And then if you did make crazy money this week, just remember that if your portfolio made a massive change, don't forget that your overall view may end up changing of everything. You may feel a lot more arrogant. You may feel a lot more powerful. You may feel much stronger than you actually are. Don't let that overconfidence get the best of you. Always remember the changes and do not forget the most important thing about trading, which is maintaining disciplinary practices. Be disciplined with your trades, be mindful of it, manage risks very, very well. That's part of discipline, and never ever give up, guys. Thank you for listening. I hope this video was helpful. I love to make videos like this where I kind of step away from charting way too much and I just focus on just giving you guys some wisdom that can be very useful in your day-to-day lives. So I think this video could have been very useful for someone out there. I hope it brought more and more value, and I hope that I continue to make videos like this every single Saturday where I just break down some wisdom and more lessons on the psychological aspect of trading. It's much more complicated than it may seem, and trading is extremely difficult. It's not something that could be done very, very quickly or very easily. So that's the reason why I think it's important for me to just remind you guys of the psychological aspect of this game. You are valued, you are important. Never give up on your lives, never give up on your dreams, guys. Work hard. And if you end up making mistakes, always ask yourself, why did you make that mistake? What is going wrong in your life and what could you do to improve it? Work hard, take action, never give up, keep your heads up, guys. And I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, enjoy your Saturday night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning to talk about the markets for Sunday. All right, guys, have a great day and peace out.